Increasing amount of cloud cover by tomorrow evening. That's where we could see a few stray sprinkles of rain. So we're looking at anywhere from Marion going into coastal Volusia, maybe even near the Cape. You could get one of those sprinkles of rain passing by, but your rain coverage is going to stay between 10 and 20%. Really not substantial in terms of widespread coverage. And that's going to be the case on Monday as well. We're going to see a very low coverage of rain for the next couple of days, only between 10 and then going up to 20% as we roll into Monday. Now Tuesday is going to be completely different. We're going to bump up your rain coverage to about 60, maybe even 70%. So do plan on using your rain gear Tuesday of next week. If you're doing any boating today, no advisories out there on the water for you, but there is a moderate rip current or moderate chop along the waters out there, and you'll see 1 to 2 feet as far as seas are concerned. A live view from our Spectrum City camera in high definition downtown Orlando is gorgeous this morning. It is a little cool, so you may need a light jacket. 53 degrees in Ocala. You're waking up in the mid-40s. Here's a look at your hour-by-hour forecast. You'll see temperatures rise to about the mid-70s by noon. 82 is your daytime high. Then later on tonight, overnight lows are going to dip down to about 61, so a little bit warmer than it was last night. Here's your pinpoint accurate 7-day forecast. As we finish up the weekend, we're still going to be right around 83 degrees, 85 on Monday, 84 for spring on Tuesday, which will arrive at 12:15 in the afternoon. Keep your rain gear handy. There will be a 60% coverage of rain, and then a nice little cool down from near the end of the week. We'll be in the upper 60s. And that's a look at your forecast. Now let's go over to Justin.
Well, we love our pets, of course, but there are many things around the house that can put them in danger. Up next, we'll ask a vet about keeping your home safe.
But first, get your tickets out. Here's a look at all the winning numbers from last night's Florida Lottery drawings. Good luck.
It's tax season, America. Time to make the most out of your tax return with Maaco. Our expert paint and body specialist will give your car a new look. And since Maaco's tax season paint sale starts at just $3.99, your wallet will have a new look too. Maaco, America's body shop.
I wonder how Anne Marie's doing at that retirement community. I don't think she's having much fun there.
Well, Grandma, from the looks of the photos she posted, I think she's doing fine. Look.
Let me see that. Oh my.
Maybe you should find out what senior living is really all about at the Good Samaritan Society.
Visit gsscare.com.
Mini in your morning. Get the feeling of Chick-fil-A for breakfast.
This coin collection's 30 years in the making, like the new Florida 100 times the cash scratch-off from the Florida Lottery. Celebrating 30 years of winning with our biggest scratch-off top prize ever, $15 million. The new Florida times the cash scratch-offs. It's your ticket. Claim it!
Hey, allergy muddlers, are you one sneeze away from being voted out of the carpool? Try Zyrtec. It starts working hard at hour 1 and works twice as hard when you take it again the next day. Stick with Zyrtec and muddle no more.
It's the shopping event of the year. It's the one sales event you don't want to miss on America's best-selling brand. It's your local Ford dealer's Spring Sell-a-thon. Drive home in a new Escape or Edge with $3,000 cash back. Or get 0% financing plus $1,000 cash back. And right now, step into a new Focus with $4,000 cash back. Hurry into the Spring Sell-a-thon, only at your local Ford dealer.
It's tax season, America. Time to make the most out of your tax return with Maaco. Our expert paint and body specialist will give your car a new look. And since Maaco's tax season paint sale starts at just $3.99, your wallet will have a new look too. Maaco, America's body shop.
Every Saturday here on News 6, we team up with the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando to bring you Ask a Vet, Your Well Pet. I'm Justin Mormuth, joined this morning by Dr. Don Keenan, clinical vet from the Pet Alliance. And Doctor, tomorrow we're kicking off Pet Poison Prevention Week. So we wanted to talk about some common household items that maybe your pet would get into that would cause this.
Yeah, so we want to be aware that there are many items around your house that can be toxic to your pet. Medications are big ones, both prescription and over-the-counter medications like painkillers, cold and flu medications, antidepressants, household cleaners, rat and insect poisons, and even some household plants you may put in your house.
So what will your vet do if pets have had something toxic?
So if a pet gets into something toxic that they eat and ingest, they want to prevent the pet from absorbing as much of the toxin as possible. So if it's a recent ingestion, they will cause your pet to vomit in most cases, and they may even give it some activated charcoal in order to bind any toxins. If it's a more advanced case, like it's not a recent case, then of course they will focus on treating the symptoms of the toxicity to help your pet.
So pet owners often panic in these types of instances. You know, you don't know what to think. So what information, though, do you need to get to your vet as soon as possible?
Yeah, so the best thing is to get as much information about what they could ingest. So if it was a rat poison, you want to get the product, the box, the container, so that we know what ingredients are. Because, for example, with rat poison, there's two different types of toxicity, and they are treated differently. One causes bleeding and one causes kidney failure. So we want to know what ingredient it is so we know what to focus on.
So what if you have a hunch that maybe your pet got into something? You don't know for sure. It's better safe than sorry to reach out to your vet and take your pet in.
Yes, and if the vet isn't sure either, there are actually a couple pet poison hotlines, one run by the ASPCA that can be called in order to get more information about potential toxins. Because the vet may be familiar with common ones, but there are new ingredients coming into the market all the time, and so there are some that aren't as familiar to some vets, and so we do have that service in order to help us treat your pet.
Good stuff. All right, Bucko, we're almost done, buddy. Thank you, Dr. Keenan, for joining us this morning. If you like the information about common dangers for your pet, we'll connect you to the Pet Alliance of Greater Orlando through our website, clickorlando.com, then click on the Lifestyle tab.
Coming up in the morning news, we're working to learn more about a shooting in Orlando, what deputies say they found inside a local bar. Plus, we're learning new details on the South Florida bridge collapse, the reported cracks in the structure, and why officials say this doesn't mean the bridge was unsafe.
And we have a red flag warning that kicks in at 1 this afternoon for Orange and Seminole County until 8 o'clock tonight. More on when we could see rain return to Central Florida as we continue.
You're watching News 6. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
For a limited time, we'll take $1,000 off your new HVAC system purchase when you call ARS Rescue Rooter. ARS Rescue Rooter, heating and cooling, making it work, making it right. Visit ARSOrlando.com.
Call ARS and Rescue Rooter.
Do not mistake serenity for weakness. Do not misjudge quiet tranquility for the power of 335 turbocharged horses. The Lincoln MKX, more horsepower than the Lexus RX 350, and a quiet interior from which to admire them.
Lease the Lincoln MKX for $329 a month. Plus, get $1,000 owner loyalty or conquest bonus cash.
I'm attorney Mark Nation, and I'm a trial lawyer. Over the years, I've spent countless hours in our local courtrooms doing battle against insurance companies and some of the world's largest corporations. I provide a service I hope you never need. But if you've been injured in a car accident, I'm here to help. Visit nationlaw.com for a list of some of my verdicts and settlements. Results speak for themselves. Or you can call me at 1-800-NATION-LAW.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Spring is here and moisture is on the way. Damper attracts and traps excess moisture to rid your home of stagnant air and musty smells. All 3-pack hanging moisture absorbers and high-capacity 64-ounce absorbers. On sale now, only $8.99. Damper it, get the moisture out.
We are your Central Florida Ace Hardware dealers.
And we're here to help you. So come in and see us.
Ace, the helpful place.
Does this map show the Peninsula Trail?
You won't find that on a map. I'll take you there. Take this left.
If you listen real hard, you can hear the whales. Oh. You hear that?
Our Subaru Outback lets us see the world, sometimes in ways we never imagined.
Get 0% APR financing on all new 2018 Subaru Outback models, now through April 2nd.
If your heating or cooling system isn't working as it should, call ARS Rescue Router. For a limited time, we'll take $50 off any cooling or heating system repair. Visit ARSOrlando.com.
Call ARS and Rescue Router.
Up and at 'em. When you have to know what's happening, it's News 6 Mornings, getting results.
You gotta watch before you go.
Good morning and welcome back to News 6, coming up on 6:30 here on your Saturday. Happy St. Patrick's Day, everyone. If we're going to go out and about today, you got a pretty nice forecast for you.
That's right, the luck of the Irish for sure. That's a
good one.
I know, it's pretty good, right? Not as good as this view. Let's take a look at Daytona Beach. This
Looking
is
good.
Yeah, it's quiet. Main Street.
Give it a few hours. The bikers are still waking up.
Exactly. They're not even awake yet. They're still taking a nap from overnight for sure. Plus, it's a little too cool out there on beachside to start the day. It's right around 49 degrees out there, so you will need a light jacket if you are headed out and about early this morning. The rest of Central Florida is in the 40s and 50s as well. So yeah, definitely at least a jacket for the next few hours. By the afternoon, however, today on beachside, 81 degrees, and then notice tomorrow looks pretty nice too with 80 in the forecast and just a little bit of rain. The rest of Central Florida will see 82 degrees today, 83 tomorrow. That rain coverage will fluctuate between 10 and 20%. So I'll break down all of those details on the rain for tomorrow and the upcoming week coming up in just a few minutes. Amanda, back to you.
All right, thank you, Samara. We're following breaking news this morning. Winter Park police are investigating an armed robbery at a Walgreens. It happened early this morning at the store on Aloma Avenue, right near North Lakemont Avenue. Police tell us 2 men were involved and one of them had a gun. They say they robbed the pharmacist inside the store and then took off. No one was injured. Developing from overnight, we're working to get more information on a deadly shooting in Orange County. Late last night, deputies responded to reports of gunshots at a bar in the Oak Ridge Plaza. They tell News 6 that they found a man and a woman inside the bar injured, and they tell us that they died at the scene. This all happened at the Mezcal Bar. It's in a plaza near Texas Avenue. Right now, deputies haven't said what led up to the shooting, and they haven't released any suspect information. This morning, we're learning new details on the South Florida bridge that collapsed, killing at least 6 people. The State Department of Transportation released a statement saying it was not notified about any stress tests that were taking place, which could have led to road closures. We're also learning an engineer left a voice message with a state employee reporting a crack in the bridge. Officials say that message was not received until yesterday, a day after the collapse.
In a bridge does not necessarily mean that it's unsafe. I know the crews were out there inspecting it and they were applying tension to strengthen a member. I don't know if that was related to the cracks that they discovered.
The structure was built using a rapid method called accelerated bridge construction, which means the components were built off-site. National Transportation Safety Board members say workers were tightening and strengthening one of the 10 diagonal support structures on the bridge when it collapsed. New this morning, President Trump is tweeting about the firing of the FBI deputy director. Last night, he said Andrew McCabe's firing was a great day for the hardworking men and women of the FBI and a great day for democracy. And McCabe says he feels like he's being singled out. This morning, Mola Langley has more on a possible shakeup in the White House.
U.S. Attorney General Jeff Sessions fired the #2 man in the FBI Friday night, Deputy Director Andrew McCabe. McCabe had been a frequent target of President Trump for his roles in the Hillary Clinton and Russia investigations. The firing came 2 days before McCabe's 50th birthday and scheduled retirement date, putting his full pension in jeopardy. McCabe said in a statement he's being singled out and told CBS News his firing is the culmination of a year-long attack on his credibility and service to the country. His termination comes as the White House works to quiet rumors about a shakeup. Chief of Staff General John Kelly met with reporters Friday morning to try and dispel the notion he's resigning. And the White House shot down stories the president will soon replace National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster.
The president said that it was not accurate and he had no intention of changing, that they had a great working relationship, and he looked forward to continue working with him.
Despite reassurances, both administration and congressional sources tell CBS News McMaster is at risk of losing his job.
McMaster, a three-star general, and President Trump never really gelled. Former UN Ambassador John Bolton is a leading candidate to take the position if the president makes a change. McMaster did meet with President Trump at the White House Friday. This White House has already seen big changes with more than 20 senior staffers who have been fired, resigned, or reassigned. Mola Lengi, CBS News, the White House.
Names being floated as a possible successor for the chief of staff position include Budget Director Mick Mulvaney and former campaign chairman Corey Lewandowski. The trial for the widow of the Pulse nightclub gunman continues on Monday. And this morning, we're seeing the moments Omar Mateen walked into Pulse and opened fire. Prosecutors showed the jury this same video evidence last week. Now, much of it is too graphic, and we have decided not to show it on TV. Also in the evidence, more police body camera video and the moments officers went inside Pulse from a bathroom wall. The gunman's widow, Noor Salman, is charged with obstruction and aiding and abetting Mateen. If convicted, she faces life in prison. Look for updates on this trial on air and on clickorlando.com. This morning, we're learning new information about a man accused of exposing himself to children at a local park. News 6 first told you about the arrest of 50-year-old Joseph Berry Thursday night. This morning, News 6 reporter Eric Sandoval uncovered new details that could keep him in jail.
Police investigators say they started researching 50-year-old Joseph Berry. They said they found out he never registered as a sex offender after being declared one in 1994, even though he had run-ins with the law.
The discovery made by Orlando police would mean Joseph Berry has been walking city streets unchecked for nearly 24 years. That news came as a shock to Genesis Deshawn Browdy, who says her two daughters were victimized by Berry last weekend.
I was floored. I was totally floored. And all I could do was just cry.
Why were you crying?
It scared me. It scared me a lot.
OPD filed new charges against Berry this morning, charging him with failure to report being a sex offender. In their report, they called him a danger to the community.
Spot on. He is definitely a danger to the community. That was spot on. That was great police work.
News 6 investigated, and we found out Berry has been arrested and charged with failure to report being a sex offender before, the first time in 2015. We looked at court records where we found the judge sentenced him to time served and ordered him to pay court costs. There was no order for him to register. He was arrested again in January of this year. That case is still moving forward. And now his new charges. Browdy says she feels like investigators are finally realizing there's a problem. And she says she is going to get results.
I'll be going door to door in my community and in my surrounding community as far as I think children come to play at this park. And I'm going to be handing out flyers.
Now, because Berry did not register, he's being held in the Orange County Jail right now on no bond. Meantime, we are checking with other law enforcement to see what is being done to make sure there are not other cases like this. We're at Orlando Police Headquarters. Eric Sandoval, News 6.
Well, do you think you have what it takes to survive the Big Brother house? This weekend, producers are hosting a casting call right here in Orlando. They're looking for contestants. It's going on from 1 until 5 o'clock tomorrow afternoon at Hooch on Wall Street. So you're heading out that way? Good luck. Time now 6:36. We want to check back in with meteorologist Samara Kokinas. She's in the Pinpoint Weather Center with a look at your St. Patrick's Day forecast.
Well, I don't think we'll be seeing any rainbows today because there won't be any rain, but we'll definitely enjoy this afternoon. We'll reach a high temperature of 82 degrees. Right now we're in the 40s and 50s, so it is a little cool. You may need a light jacket for a little while, but lots of sunshine headed our way this afternoon. And we are counting down to spring. So if we mosey on over here, I can show you the spring graphic, which will actually happen in about 4 days. So yeah, 4 days away from spring. That officially arrives Tuesday, March 20th at 12:15 in the afternoon. So with that day, this arrival of spring will be the arrival of more rain. So we'll talk about your rising rain chances in your forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Amanda.
All right, thanks, Samara. Well, as you sit there sipping on your coffee this morning, there's a weekend that's happening, a weekend festival rather that's happening that celebrates your favorite morning drink. Coming up, the world famous latte artists that are going to throw down in a competition. You're watching News 6, getting results for Ocoee, Titusville, and all of Central Florida on air and on the News 6 mobile app. Stick around. We'll be right back.
Attention home and business owners. Many people have suffered huge losses from the hurricane. Insurance companies often deny and lowball claims, adding more grief to this devastating disaster. If your home or business was damaged or impacted by the hurricane, visit hurricanelawyer.com to receive a free copy of our Hurricane Bill of Rights. That's hurricanelawyer.com. Morgan & Morgan, for the people.
There's still time to save at Nissan now. Don't miss big offers on road with ProPilot Assist that helps keep you centered in your lane. The technology of tomorrow, available today. Time is running out. Save big on our entire lineup now. It's time for an upgrade. Hurry into the Nissan Now sales event. Exclusive offers end soon. Get 0% financing for up to 72 months on 13 models or save up to $10,260 on select models.
Does your weed and feed work as hard as Bayer Advanced 3-in-1 weed and feed for southern lawns? Let's find out. Both weed and feed, but only Bayer Advanced 3-in-1 weed and feed for southern lawns also prevents new weeds, including crabgrass, up to 6 months. The real bonus comes from Bayer Advanced. Bayer Advanced 3-in-1 weed and feed for southern lawns. Get more from the blue bag.
Life could be a dream if I could take you up in paradise above.
Happiness is powerful flea and tick protection from NexGard. NexGard kills fleas and ticks all month long, and it comes in an easy-to-give, tasty chew. And that makes dogs and owners happy. No wonder vets love it too. Reported side effects include vomiting, itching, diarrhea, lethargy, and lack of appetite. See your vet for more information on flea and tick protection you and your dog will love. NexGard, the vet's #1 choice.
It's the Volkswagen Smile at Spring Sales Event, where you will find great deals on award-winning SUVs that are sure to make you smile. With over 40 standard features and with America's best bumper-to-bumper transferable limited warranty. During the Volkswagen Spring Sales Event, you can't help but smile.
Do you know them?
Do you know them?
It's the Volkswagen Smile at Spring Sales Event.
Hurry in and get a $1,000 APR bonus or lease this 2018 Tiguan S for just $199 a month after a $1,000 bonus.
Well, this next story should wake you up. 3 days dedicated to your favorite morning drink, coffee. And this morning, Ron Matz tells us all about the coffee festival going on in Baltimore, Maryland.
It's a latte lover's dream at Order and Chaos Coffee on Key Highway. On Friday night, they welcome world-famous latte artist Daisuke Tanaka, who creates beautiful latte art.
I always thinking about beauty brands, yes, and definition.
You'll also get to see other latte artists create their specialties here.
You have to steam your milk just right, and I mean a latte is a mix of espresso and steamed milk, but it takes a lot of technique to get your latte just to look the way it should be.
Tanaka will teach a seminar, and then it's a latte art throwdown.
It's a lot of fun. It's a great way to bring the coffee community together. There's a strong coffee community in this area.
The latte art competition here is just part of a major 3-day coffee fest being held this weekend at the Baltimore Convention Center.
Coffee Fest is coming to Baltimore. That's huge for Baltimore. It's usually in New York, it's usually in DC, so this is a really big step for small town Baltimore's coffee scene.
A scene that's growing in Charm City, where this weekend, coffee is king.
I know it's king for you, Samara.
Absolutely. But you know, I always appreciate the pretty little pictures that I see.
The designs they can do.
I
It's
mean,
incredible because I imagine that's going to be very challenging and takes a lot of time to learn. And you just look at it and it looks so beautiful. And I don't know, I would be really hard pressed to want to drink it because
I would.
It's
No,
so
I would
pretty.
just drink it. I would enjoy the beauty as it goes
the last
into
drop.
my system because it's just so much caffeine. It's great. So we're talking about today's St. Patrick's Day.
Yep.
Spring is right around the corner. That's right, spring. So we are 4 days away, folks, until the first day of spring. That'll happen on Tuesday. That's March 20th. That's right. 12:15 in the afternoon, spring will arrive. And the good news is that there's actually going to be some rain in the forecast on that day. So we do need the rain. We really do need it. In fact, we do have red flag warnings because of the extreme dry conditions today, which I'll talk more about in just a few minutes. But let's start the forecast with a live view outside this morning. Downtown Orlando from our Orlando Health camera is beautiful out there. We have clear skies. Temperatures a little on the cool side. So we're at 53 degrees here in the city. Beautiful. Check out Ocala. It's at 43 degrees, around 48 in the Villages to 51 in Leesburg. 53 in Kissimmee as well as Melbourne. Good morning to you in Cocoa Beach. You're waking up at 59. If you're in the world's most famous beach, Daytona Beach, you're waking up at 49 and 46 to start your day in Palm Coast. Now here's a look at water vapor imagery. It shows us how much moisture is in our atmosphere. And if we do have a lot of moisture, we have a tendency to see clouds and maybe even some rain. But right now we're kind of seeing a little bit of moisture increasing in the upper levels of the atmosphere. Not enough to bring a substantial amount of clouds or rain, but our next weather maker will definitely increase the moisture a little bit more, and we will see some more rain start to form in the forecast, which I'll show you in a minute. But you can kind of see that moisture drape down through Kentucky going into Tennessee this morning. So some of that will eventually make it, but this front's going to stall out north of Florida for the next couple of days. So what we're going to have is that southerly flow that'll bring in a little bit warmer temperatures, and of course you'll start to see some clouds. For today, really not the case. We're going to have lots of sunshine all across the state, and it looks like we'll be warm, above average in the lower 80s today. As we roll into tomorrow, here's where the picture starts to change. We start the day with a few clouds overhead. Those clouds will be mixing in with that sunshine throughout the afternoon tomorrow. By the early evening,